Welcome to today's deep dive. We're looking at a huge stack of technical specs from HDTVSupply today, and our mission for you is to really unpack the massive hidden audio-video ecosystems that power commercial spaces. We're starting right at the beating heart of it all, which is this industrial-grade, double conversion, uninterruptible power supply. It's bundled with an 8-outlet smart power distribution unit. I mean, think of this thing as like a heavily armored digital bodyguard for incredibly complex electronics.
Yeah, that is a great way to put it, actually, because when you are dealing with massive commercial video systems, you simply can't plug that hardware into a normal wall outlet. Relying on standard grid power without serious protection, that's just a recipe for a catastrophic blackout.
Right, so looking at the specs here, this model is a 1000 VA online double conversion UPS from SurgeX. Now, double conversion sounds pretty intense. How does that, actually work in practice?
Well, the best way to visualize it is like a water purification plant, right? It doesn't just filter the incoming wall power. It takes the alternating current, the AC power from the grid, and completely converts it into direct current, or DC.
Oh, so it strips it down entirely.
Exactly. And then it immediately regenerates it back into brand new, perfectly clean AC power. So you're getting zero fluctuations.
So it's essentially destroying the old dirty power and manufacturing fresh electricity right on the spot.
Yeah, that is the actual mechanism. And because it is constantly running this double conversion process, if the power grid drops, there is zero transfer time to a battery backup. I mean, the power never even flickers. Add in the bundled smart PDU for intelligent distribution across 8 separate outlets, and you get absolute stability.
Yeah.
HDTVSupply has been doing this for 25 years, so they mandate this kind of bedrock foundation.
Okay, but I have to ask, what kind of video system actually demands a power supply that literally rebuilds electricity? Because we're clearly way beyond a standard living room television here.
Oh, absolutely. We are looking at HDTVSupply's Wolfpack line, which are ecosystems designed for just massive scale. Like, imagine a giant sports bar routing different games to 160 TVs simultaneously.
Wait, 160 screens. How does the video actually get to that many displays without having to run like miles of thick HDMI cables through the walls? That sounds impossible.
That is where AV over IP really changes the game. Instead of traditional video cables, the system chops the video up into data packets, much like internet traffic, and it sends it over standard computer networks using standard TEC-A6 cables.
Oh, wow, that's clever.
Yeah, and you can push a 1080p signal up to 450 feet doing it this way. And for the highest end installations, they use 4K 60, 4.4.4 matrix switchers.
Okay, let's translate that for a second for the listener. 4K 60, 4.4.4. What does that actually mean for the person just sitting there looking at the screen?
It means a completely flawless image. So you have full 4K resolution running at a super smooth 60 frames per second. And the 4.4.4 part, that means there's absolutely zero color compression.
None at all.
None. Every single pixel gets its own dedicated color data. And they also build modular video wall processors, ranging from a basic 1x2 setup all the way up to a massive 10x1 screen configuration.
Okay, so now I definitely see why that double conversion UPS is strictly necessary. I mean, if you're sending uncompressed 4K video as network packets across a massive building, a tiny voltage drop doesn't just like dim the screen, right?
Right, it would corrupt the network data and basically crash the whole video matrix. The entire ecosystem would just freeze.
Yeah.
And managing a system that large requires serious control infrastructure too. You obviously aren't using a standard remote for 160 TVs.
Yeah, I'd imagine trying to control all of that over Wi-Fi would cause a massive network traffic jam. So how do you actually command a system that large without it failing?
They use dedicated WolfPad tablet systems, plus free web GUIs and apps for iOS, Android, and Windows 11. But underneath those sleek user interfaces, the actual hardware relies on dual RS-232 and TCP/IP control.
RS-232. Wait, isn't that a really old serial connection? Why not just use the modern network for everything?
Because RS-232 is a direct hardwired connection. It does not rely on a router or network traffic at all. It is totally bulletproof. So you combine that with TCP/IP, which is your modern network control, and you end up with total redundancy.
So you've got flawless 4K, direct hardware redundancy, zero transfer power. Honestly, this sounds like military-grade infrastructure.
Well, it actually is. HDTVSupply operates through dedicated government purchasing channels. This gear is on the federal GSA schedule. It's TA approved, meaning it meets really strict government trade agreements. And it is even utilized through the NASA SAAP program.
NASA. Okay, so this equipment is going into space agency facilities. That actually makes perfect sense.
It does, right?
Yeah, you really cannot afford a corrupted network packet or even a millisecond power flicker when you're, say, monitoring a rocket launch on a 10x1 video wall.
Exactly. Behind every massive display in a government command center or a mega sports bar, there's this invisible world of AV over IP matrix switchers keeping the pixels flowing, and they're completely anchored by these double conversion UPS systems.
Right. So for you listening, the next time you're at the airport or stadium, just take a second to appreciate the insane volume of uncompressed data flying over your head on standard network cables. It really pulls back the curtain on modern commercial AV.
It really does. It's a whole other world.
But it also leaves me with this final thought to mull over. If commercial spaces are already relying on 160-screen 4K matrix switchers and 8-outlet smart PDUs today, what level of power and video routing will the standard home theater require in the next decade? Will we all need our own heavy-duty digital bodyguards just to watch a movie? Definitely something to think about the next time you plug in your TV.